Welcome.
Welcome back. So we've got Mardu Control v. Jund. Kyle Koeppe was on earlier. Our pre-selected match for this round did not fire because one of the players opted instead to drop and get wasted.
Chocolate wasted.
No, not chocolate wasted. Just regular wasted.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Mardu control. Not sure what that consists of. I imagine swords to plowshares, bolt, and fatal push.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing the swords.
Or I'm sorry, path to exile. I don't know why I said swords to plowshares.
Yeah, I don't know.
That makes no sense.
It doesn't. But you said it. It's out there.
Yeah, it's in the universe now.
Everybody can have a good laugh at you.
It's been recorded.
Nihiris are in this deck.
Okay. And that's a pretty good card against Jund.
Yeah. Lingering Souls.
You're going to let it linger.
This Mardu Control deck is typically very good against Jund.
Alright, I have no idea what's in it, so I'll take your word for it.
I've come across it a couple times while playing Jund, and it's just like every card that people play because it's good against Jund, they just jam it in there. But your deck on a whole as a Jund player is just much better.
Right?
So that's how you win games, is on your card quality.
Yep, on the whole.
On the whole. Fetch Shock. Marsh Flats for a Godless Shrine.
Yep, here we go.
Gotta assume this means Inquisition, maybe Thoughtseize. Inquisition.
Interesting.
Well, this is not what you want to see if you're Plowman. I don't know what his hand looks like. If he doesn't have another discard spell, I'd imagine he takes the Blood Moon.
Right. Well, the second Liliana is just redundant. Like, you're actually hindering him by a card. Like, he's basically looking at a 6-card hand.
Right.
So there's that.
As we'll see, the second Liliana is not really redundant. Sean has ways to pressure a Liliana.
Okay.
And if Kyle can hang on to the second Liliana while pressuring Sean's hand, then that second one could very easily come into play.
Sure.
Guif.
Here's a Tarmogoyf.
The best Goif.
Yeah. It's been known to grow when things die.
As all Goifs do. Let's see if Sean has the removal spell. Fatal Push would be ideal here. Path, not so much, but gotta do what you gotta do.
Here's the other thing we're going to see. We're going to see how much better the first set of manlands were compared to this current set that we're playing with in Standard. A Shambling Vent compared to a Raging Ravine is just laughable.
Yeah, Shambling Vent is playable in Modern. None of the other ones really are. This is an interesting choice by Sean to discard the land here. I don't know how much he's got in hand, but I know he's got a Lingering Souls in hand. I guess he wants to...
I wonder if he's just interested in having both ends of that Lingering Souls.
Yeah, I gotta imagine that's the case. Bob's a good one.
That's not gonna be around for very long.
Can't imagine it will. Draws the bolt, which is a big deal here.
Alright, push.
Having that second removal is huge. And it being bolt specifically protects him from shambling vents.
Sure. Yeah, it's interesting the decision between bolt versus push there to take down the Bob. So both take down the shambling vents. I'm trying to think of cards that I guess bolt helps you out against an Hiri.
Yeah, against planeswalkers. It also helps pressure his life total if he just doesn't fire up the shambling vent.
Yeah, you could have a live shambling vents here. Should be interesting.
I didn't see any lantern players, but I didn't go looking for them.
No, there's one guy that comes around and plays lanterns sometimes.
Yeah. Here we have the Lingering Souls.
Yep.
Which Bolt is not good against.
Right. Yeah, I'd be surprised if Kyle just doesn't shoot this Bolt at... No. I guess he could try and draw a land. Here's a Terminate. And a Bolt.
I don't know what a land really does.
So if he were to draw a land, he would just discard it to plussing the Liliana. Bolt down. Interesting.
Sean, no respect for this Liliana.
Just coming at Kyle.
Man, now this Liliana just gets to ult.
Alright, so Sean has 6 permanents here. And I think he's going to choose...
So now with a Lily, you get to, if you want, you can set up an ult where you make him choose between lands and spirits.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is interesting. This is a good way to get him off of the shambling vent and to the spirits. I think he's got to take the 2 lands. Oh man, he is fine with 1 land right now.
I wonder if he has just a handful of land.
He didn't play a land last turn. His hand is like Path, drew the land.
Kyle's got to assume that the top of his deck is just inherently more powerful. These lands aren't helping him, but...
He's got plenty of time.
Yeah, lots of time.
I would have probably given him the choice of 3 lands or 3 spirits.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it matters a whole lot here. I guess if he takes the 3 lands, he can draw a Nihiri, which is bad for you.
Right.
So getting at least 1 land down there could be a big deal. Harsh Mentor comes down.
Is this just Mardu hate bears?
Starting to feel like it. Kyle goes to 8.
Not sure what the card in his hand could be if he's
Just a land.
8. Here's a Liliana.
Alright, we get to slow the clock by a turn unless Sean has a bolt.
There's a swamp.
Get a nice little time walk out of that swamp.
Beautiful.
Oh man, buy-in. I guess that doesn't actually extend the clock at all. Good attack.
Good attack. Splits it up.
Drew the bolt.
Alright. Kyle's looking thoroughly dismayed with this situation. I mean, he's on, still has a 6-turn clock. Bolt's the spirit.
Yeah, Bolt the Spirit's a good call here. You have a lot of creatures that can get in front of this Harsh Mentor.
Sure. Alright.
Running out of creatures to get in front of this Harsh Mentor.
Yep.
In turns in which to draw them. Alright.
Yep. So I think I would have bolted the Harsh Mentor because he has to have a bunch of removal spells for whatever creature comes off the top of your deck.
Well, he might have had some. He could have just had like 3, 4 cost spells. Like he was stuck on 2 lands.
Yeah, but okay, so we know he has pushes and paths. We've seen both those cards.
Yeah.
And you hadn't played a creature in what, like 6 turns?
Did he play a creature that game at all? I don't think he played a creature the entire game.
Oh, even more of an excuse to like no, because he pathed the Tarmogoyf, so.
Okay. So the other side of that is you plus Liliana how many times and you didn't discard any removal?
Right, so I'm just saying so he had like what 50 cards left in his deck? 45? If I roll off the top 6 cards of a deck with 4 path, 4 push, and 45 cards left in the deck and you've seen 1 path.
Okay.
How often is a path or a push going to be in those 6 cards?
0%.
That's not the case at all. That's
Okay.
mathematically wrong.
No. I guess I did the math wrong. Gotta get somebody else back here to run the numbers.
You're the worst right now.
I am not the worst right
You're
now.
literally just not having a reasonable conversation with me. Like,
I'm having a reasonable conversation.
Are not. No,
having a reasonable conversation.
I'm over it. This is what I put up with. I mean, everybody thinks doing commentary is just so easy, and here I am trying to just, talk about Kyle's outs and whether or not his line was good, and you're just like.
I think his line was perfect.
You're. Fine. His line was perfect, and we're unwilling to discuss any other possibilities in the universe. So we're gonna move on to sideboarding. Sean's very efficient. He's already presented, and the time it's taken me to realize that I'm not talking to a real person.
I am a real human being over here. But back to Kyle's line there.
No, it was perfect.
So
it was perfect.
If he draws a removal spell, it's the same either way, right? For
No.
Kyle, if Kyle draws a removal spell, you can just remove the other creature, and that's fine.
Right.
If Kyle draws a creature, it does nothing against the Harsh Mentor. It also does nothing against the Spirit token. Correct? Right. So, if he draws a second creature, still does nothing against the Spirit token. The odds that it does something against the Harsh Mentor are much higher now. Oh, we're not willing to talk about this anymore?
No, I'm thinking about it.
Alright, so Kyle leads off with a Blooming Marsh, Blossoming Marsh, Blooming Marsh. No discard spell, which is good. Means he probably took him out. Sean's Inquisition means he did not.
So here we have...
Advantage, Kyle. And this is an awkward one. So you want to take Goyf because it's the 2-drop here. You can essentially buy another turn. But man, he can just buy it back with this Kolaghan's Command, and that does not feel good.
Concur.
Plus the Fulminator Mage. I don't know what's in... Oh, wow.
Takes the Kolaghan's Command. That's a play. So now we have instant sorcery. We're about to have land. So this Goyf's going to come in at a full 3/4.
It's going to come in at 3/4 and be immediately preceded by a Blood Moon if it survives.
Concur.
Gotta imagine this is a basic forest. Maybe a basic swamp. I don't know what's in Kyle's hand.
Well, it can't be a basic swamp because it's a wooded foothills.
Okay. Basic forest. Sean draws a basic mountain, which is laughable in the face of the Blood Moon. Marsh Flats.
Let's see if
he understands.
He saw the Blood Moon game 1. It didn't hit play, but he got it discarded. So
Push.
see if he sniffs it out with this. Oh, he doesn't have to, because if Kyle were to just slam it here, the Marsh Flats could go get whatever he desired. Probably a Plains.
Fulminator strong here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that's really good.
You've made a critical mistake here, Sean. Honor thy Blood Moon. Maybe you forgot about it.
Maybe.
See what Sean can do with 3 mana here. If he has a 3rd mana, if he doesn't.
Well, we know he has the mountain in his hand.
Okay.
And I think there's a Painful Truths up there, too. Should be
Yeah.
an interesting one.
Mountain Painful Truths for 3. Mountain Boros Reckoner.
There you go.
There's a reckoning a-coming.
Alright, so here's an additional Blood Moon from Kyle off the top.
Not what you want, but it's what you got, so let's run it. We've managed to shut Sean off of all of his other colors.
Right?
But will this red be enough with just this Boros Reckoner? We know Kyle doesn't have any kind of game here.
Yep, there's more mountains for Sean Plowman. Kyle doesn't have
Harsh
anything
mental.
else.
Yeah, Kyle has no action. Another Blood Moon.
And that is a Collective Brutality in hand?
Yeah, does nothing without the swamp.
Yep, here's 5. Well, here's, I guess, a cost that we haven't discussed about playing the Blood Moon is that the redundant Blood Moons don't do anything.
Yes. Additionally, they shut off your mana if you're a Jund player, which we have discussed today as Kyle continues to draw black spells and no swamps.
Yep. Yep.
Scoops him up.
There we go. It's the
No
second
swamps.
Blood Moon.
Alright. Aspiring Jund players, let this be a lesson to you. It's cute, and it gives you game against stupid Tron decks.
Right.
But come on, guys.
Is it dancing too? Is it like Icarus flying too close to the sun?
No, it's nowhere near as glorious as that. Like the plus, the end game there is you get a couple percentage points. It's like if Icarus was trying to like fly over a tree. You can just walk around it, man. Or just accept that you're not getting past that tree. Take another route.
Just take another
Right.
a whole other route.
Yeah, Icarus just like jumping over fences. That's what it is.
Sure.
Sometimes the fence is there and you know it sucks. You want to see what's on the other side. Just walk around.
Yep. So we're going to try and talk all these Jund players out of playing Blood Moon.
I'm going to try to talk one Jund player out of playing Blood Moon and let the others wallow in their misery.
So come back next Tuesday
for more modern action and hopefully less people killing themselves with their own decks.
Yep.